Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another DS family adventure. Here we're on an adventure. We're gonna check out an early screening of Beetlejuice, which is the second newest installment of the Beetlejuice franchise here at Cinemark, at City Walk, at Universal Studios. That was a mouthful. We're gonna go ahead and walk in through security, and who knows what else we'll kind of get into. Come with us, we're gonna have some fun. So we're filming this actually on Wednesday, September 4th. When you watch this, it'll probably be closer to Friday, Saturday maybe. As you can see, it is a Halloween Horror Nights night, but it looks kind of empty. Maybe it's from like the actual specific garage that we're in. We're not quite yet at security, so maybe things will look a little bit different once we're there.
Check some houses.
Maybe if we have enough time, we'll go walk around. Why not?
Yeah,
just for a little bit.
Definitely are going to Halloween Horror Nights this week as well. Yeah,
this weekend we are going to Halloween Horror Nights, so
yeah.
More HHN content to come.
It's not cold just because we're going to the movie theater. We have jackets because it's super cold.
Yeah, it is not cold. If you guys are, that is actually a really good point, Ellie. If you guys are planning on traveling here within the next week, maybe two, maybe the rest of the month of September, do not plan
or bring
any jackets unless you're going.
Ponchos, but not jackets.
Yes, definitely bring ponchos. But yeah, not jackets. I think the other only thing that I would mention is do not bring any coats. I don't think it's gonna be cold. We're just bringing these because we're going to the movie theaters and it's always cold at the movie theaters. Also, if you're watching this, I wanted to ask, because I think I'm a little bit 50-50 on it. Are you more of like a Cinemark person or are you more AMC? I think those are the big prominent movie theater chains here in Orlando. And I think for most of the US, those are like the two biggest ones. But yeah, drop it in the comments below. Are you more team AMC, team Cinemark? Or maybe you just are fed up with the movie theaters. I know a lot of people are. Ellie and I are big movie theater fans. We like going to the movies.
The one we really love it's not here.
Yeah, we used to go to this other movie theater and when we lived in San Francisco called Alamo Draft House, and that actually was one of my favorite movie theaters. There was a rumor that they were going to add one here prior to COVID, but then COVID happened and kind of changed everything. We're gonna walk through security really quick and I'll continue making this video. We used to love going to Alamo Draft House. I think it's like a movie theater for like cinephiles, if you know that word. Do you know the word cinephile? Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Cinephile is like a word to describe like fans, like huge fans of movies. And I think that's what Alamo Draft House was. It was like a movie theater for cinephiles.
The food was delicious.
The food was amazing. It was delicious. But not only that, it was themed. Like, so when you went to a Alamo Draft House showing, there were specific themed menus for their movies, for like the specific movie that you're gonna go watch. So for example, I think I watched like a Jurassic World movie, and so they had like dino nuggets and they had like crazy themed like menus for these movies. Like it was really, really cool. Sometimes they'd have like themed like drinks, like, you know, it was really awesome too, like to have like a nice drink menu. I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. And I don't think anything ever topped that. At least yet, for me.
Adult milkshake was delicious.
Yep, there are a lot of adult milkshakes as well. I think there was a grasshopper that they had that was like, oh my gosh, like to die for. It was so good. But here we are.
Watch your step.
We're at the movies. Universal Cinemark. Here we go. There's a couple different movies playing right now. We watched Inside Out 2, that was amazing. Alien Romulus, we watched that as well, that was pretty good. Twisters, we watched today. We're here to see a special showing of Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, which I don't think is on the board. Yeah, it's like an early access one. So, oh, actually it is. There it is. XD, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. At 7 or 7:40? I think I saw 7:40. I don't know. But here we go. Should we walk in right now? What time is it? Yeah, we should probably eat. Okay, Ellie, so what did we get?
We got
Burger King again.
It feels so good.
I don't think in the past maybe 5 years I've had as much Burger King that I had in the last maybe 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a big fan either. But like in the pregnancy, it's so good. And I don't know why here, this part right here is so good. The fries and the burger is just like extra good.
Yeah. Well, they're like a Whopper bar. I think they're like an elevated Burger King. So.
Yeah, because I think like I don't know. Here's a lot of tourists too, but always is so good. Like the fries, and I don't know. We have a McDonald's next to our house, and it always tastes so bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like the fries always bad. They're always missing things. I don't know. Maybe they make with love here.
So Ellie, are you excited about the movie or?
Yes, I am. I watched the first one because I haven't watched it before. I watched last week, I guess, and I'm super excited.
Yeah. I've watched it a couple of times. I actually own the movie digitally. I have a copy of it. It's like I think I bought it on Apple TV or something like that. So yeah, we have a couple Apple TVs at home, and we do some streaming there. And I buy a couple movies or whatever through the store itself, and I think that's how I own it. But I've watched it multiple times. So that's like honestly like one of my favorite movies, and I think with spooky season coming up, and it's actually already here at Universal and Disney. It's a great time to go and check out this movie, but specifically for October coming up. I think it's a really cool movie to maybe check out with your family. Obviously, we'll have to watch it to do our full review, and maybe, I don't know, maybe we haven't really talked about this, but maybe we could do like a spoiler review and then a non-spoiler review. Like separated. The non-spoiler review could be part of this video, and then we'll do like a separate short video that will be like a spoiler review where we talk about actual things that happen.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
I think that's a good idea as well.
Some people like spoils, some people doesn't. I like it. I like to know what's gonna happen.
You like the spoilers?
Yeah.
That's true. Or maybe for people that have already watched the movie and go back and they're like, oh, like what are everyone's thoughts or whatever. So yeah, we'll do both videos just for you guys. This is actually a movie I'm very excited about, and I've been online. I've been seeing a lot of really good things about it. So we'll see what happens. We have our Whoppers here. We're gonna dig in. All right, we just ate. That was pretty good. And now we're walking into the theater. I think it'll be a really fun movie. I'm really excited. And there's some people like dressed up. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and check it out. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. All right, guys, we're here. We're in our seats. Excited to check it out. All right, guys, we just got out of the movie. Ellie, what are your kind of initial thoughts?
I love it.
You loved it? Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, I also loved it. I think it was like a good...
I think I like it more the second one, the first one.
No, I don't. I don't agree with that. I think I like the first one more than the second one personally. I think it's like the original. It's like, I don't know. It has more like character. Like there's more story building in the first one, but the second one was not bad at all. Like I think it definitely came close. What I would say is that this is a great movie. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be like the best of the best to watch this year, but would definitely recommend for those fans of Beetlejuice, especially the first one, come watch this one. It's not just like another copy paste. This is an original Beetlejuice film that is different from the first one, but it adds a lot to the story. So would definitely recommend. And we were planning on going to Halloween Horror Nights for at least just a little bit after the movie, but I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It's still raining. So I think we're gonna go back home.
Yeah.
Just stopped raining. We're up by the garage. Yeah, it's still kind of drizzling a little bit, so I'm not gonna keep my camera out too much. But I wanted to show you guys this view. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty here. It's like one of the only like spots in Orlando that you can get like this high up of a view and like get like a good view of like the...
Look, the fireworks are in there.
Oh my gosh, yeah, those are Disney fireworks over there. I think. Are they Disney fireworks? All right, guys, so we just made it back home. Man, what an amazing movie. Ellie and I were actually talking a little bit about it. But I guess to give our kind of full review, Ellie, what were your kind of thoughts?
I think that can be a spoiler. Can I say something?
Well, let's finish up kind of like our... I guess, no, we kind of talked about it a little bit. Yeah, this is the spoiler review portion. So if you're watching this right now and
you don't want to know,
you don't want it spoiled for you, this is your one and only warning. You can skip ahead in this video. One thing that I'd like to say is that we have 2 Beetlejuice posters that they handed out for the early screening, and we actually are going to be giving them away. So if you comment on this video down in the comments below, just comment Beetlejuice, like the video, and make sure that you're subscribed with the bell icon, the notification icon. You will be entered. And so I guess maybe a deadline for that. Maybe we could do September 30th.
sure.
The last day of September. That is I think it's the 30th if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the deadline for this contest. So if you've watched this far, make sure that you comment Beetlejuice in the comments below, as well as subscribe with the notification bell icon selected, and you will be entered. Tell all of your friends. Let's make it happen, guys. Also, we didn't get a chance to go over to Halloween Horror Nights tonight. It was rainy, so I do apologize for that. I know that we chatted a little bit about potentially going, but we ended up not. So I apologize about that.
But we'll go this week, and Brian's gonna go with all the houses. I'll be there, but I'm not gonna do the houses, but his friends are coming.
Yep.
Oh, they're here actually.
Yeah, they're here actually. All the whole team, Keely and Carry On the Magic, are actually here in Orlando already. So yeah, exciting stuff to come by this weekend. Another thing I think we wanted to do is actually go to Food and Wine Festival. So that's coming up as well, and we'll be vlogging that whole thing, giving you guys our thoughts. Hopefully to make up an ultimate Food and Wine Festival guide for you guys, or a video guide for you guys. So more to come on that. Sorry for the ADHD there. Back to our spoiler review.
Well, the thing that I like is because it wasn't like a love story. It was just like a mom and daughter relationship.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of counts as a love story, though.
Yeah, I mean, but not like
it's just a different type of love story.
Yeah, but not the type of every time, like a romance. Like every time we watch, always there's some parts. There's like, oh, it's gonna have a romance here, but it's not.
Yeah.
And I like that part. It's like that mom and daughter reconnecting.
Right.
I think it's really pretty, really nice.
I think that is really nice, actually, too. I agree. I liked how they kind of involved the family aspect there, and they weren't scared to like kill people off. Like, this is a big spoiler, but Winona Ryder's I forgot her character's name, but Winona Ryder's dad, which I think is his name in the movie is Charlie. They killed him off. They like completely killed him off. And then later on in the movie, Winona Ryder's character's mom also died. And so like it was funny, like they were not scared at all to kill people off. And they weren't scared at all either to like hint at the future of the franchise. I don't think that Beetlejuice is the last film. I think it will continue. It'll continue on for a while, I think. At least for another movie, actually.
Yeah.
And so they kind of hinted at it at the end. I liked that, but it kind of left me thinking like, oh, what's this? You know, like, what are they going to do with it? It's kind of like a cliffhanger, a little bit of a cliffhanger. It's just, I don't know, like, at the very end of the movie, Winona Ryder's like laying down in bed, and then out of nowhere, like there's like a flash, and you see Beetlejuice laying down, and he's like, "Oh, what a bad dream," or right, something like that, something along those lines. And then she like panics, and she's like, "What?" And then it flashes again, and he's gone. But there's like an imprint of a body that was laying down next to her. There's just no one there, right? So it's hinting that he's still around, you know.
He will come back.
That he'll come back. And then there's like this like obsession throughout the movie of like the nightmare. Actually, I know I'm completely like everywhere right now, giving you guys all these spoilers, but these are like highlights of the movie. The nightmare was that Jenna Ortega, which is
Wednesday.
Well, yeah, she plays Wednesday, but she's Winona Ryder's daughter in the movie. There's like a flash forward where she like marries this random guy and like has a baby, and then the baby's like Beetlejuice's baby or something like that. It's weird. It was really funny, and like I don't know. There's another scene earlier on in the movie where you know, like Beetlejuice is doing like weird pranks or whatever, and hey Jasper, he's like
all over the place.
Yeah. But yeah, Beetlejuice is doing some sort of prank, and he does some sort of like baby prank, and then makes Winona Ryder's character like pregnant, and then like a baby pops out, and it's Beetlejuice
like
baby.
Your inner child is gonna come out, and
oh, you're right,
yeah, pregnant and like pop out. And then I was thinking about myself, well, maybe when I'm giving birth, I'm gonna birth my inner child. You know?
So yeah, it was funny. I don't know. I like that portion of the movie as well.
Yeah.
What other highlights are there? Well, okay. So Jenna Ortega, for the longest time, was like, "Oh, I don't believe in ghosts," blah 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 blah. And then she finds this, like, I guess, like the big part of the film. This is like where the film starts taking off.
Yeah.
Is where she goes back to the town that the first movie is set in. She was out in some boarding school, and she goes there for her grandfather's funeral. And the reason why the movie kind of takes off here is because she finds this random dude while she was riding a bike around town.
Yeah, because she was mad because her mom's gonna get married on Halloween Day.
Yep.
With that weird guy.
Yeah. And, apparently they find out that, or she finds out that this guy that she crashes her bike into lives in the house next door. So they kind of take it off. They take not take it off. They kind of take off from there, and he's like, "Oh well, why don't you come over for Halloween?" Blah blah blah. And so they go to.
And the day of the Halloween, she goes there.
Yeah.
And he always saying like that he understand her because her parents is also like they don't have a good relationship. And then when they go upstairs, they kind of start like have a romance part, and they kiss.
Yeah, they start making out.
Yeah, but
like,
then
wow, what's going on here?
she realized that he's a ghost.
Yeah, well, they realize because they're like floating in the middle of the air while they're like making out, basically, and she's like, "Yo, what is going on here?" And he's like,
her.
"Yeah, well, I'm a ghost," and she's like, "What?" And like, "I don't believe you," blah blah blah. And he's like, "No, really, like." And then there's that book that's in the original film that kind of, it's like a manual for dead people, blah blah blah. If you watch the original film, you know what I'm talking about. He's like, "Yeah, you just like, well, I can take you to the afterlife as well. Like, do you want to go see your dad?"
Because her dad
died.
And
which is another. Well, let's pause right there. That's one thing that I was kind of sad about. Like, I was interested to see who her dad was, and they showed who her dad was, but there wasn't much about him.
The one thing we know that he went to Brazil to save the Amazon forest, and he died.
But it would have been nice to like have more information about him, more backstory, more story building.
And it's funny because when he show up, is like everyone that is dead show up as they die, right? Like missing a piece or whatever. And like her dad probably was ate by the piranhas.
Yeah, piranhas.
Piranhas, and then he has like so many fish on his body.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. But anyways, so going back to kind of where we were at, so the ghost kind of tricks her.
She really wants to see her dad.
And then
her mom see all the ghosts, but never seen her dad. So
right.
That's why she don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah, she just doesn't believe in it because her mom couldn't see her dad. But then they also didn't really explain why. Right? They didn't explain why she couldn't see her dad.
Yeah.
Which was like kind of like a thing that was kind of missing, and I wish they kind of doubled down on the story about her dad and why she wasn't able to see it. But maybe that's also leaves, some room to interpret a lot more of a story in the next one. Hopefully there will be a next one.
But it's weird because her dad mentions as well that like, "Oh, I always go visit you guys, but you guys not able to see me."
Yeah.
I don't know either, but
I don't
he mentioned
know.
that in the movie.
He does. But let's kind of get back to where we were. So
She goes to the dead world, whatever.
they go to the afterlife, yes.
Afterlife.
And there she finds out that she actually like read out of this book, and the thing that she read out wasn't like something that would let her into the afterlife. It was this thing that would actually switch her life with this ghost's life, and so she would be stuck in the afterlife, and he would be stuck there, or he would actually, no, I apologize, he would come back to real life. And so he basically like says like, ha ha ha, like I tricked you.
Yeah, you change. Remember what you read? Like that's
Right.
We switch our lives.
And so this is actually where the story takes off, because right before all of this happened, Winona Ryder found out that, you know, there was this kid who killed his parents, and then fell out of a tree or something like that, and then so she kind of, long story short, found out that she dropped off Jenna Ortega, her daughter, at this ghost's house, and so she's like freaking out, and she goes and basically goes after them, and the only way to do that is by calling Beetlejuice's name and then introducing Beetlejuice back into the story. So that's basically kind of how she got into the afterlife, and then the rest of that film is just her going, finding her daughter
and bring her back.
But before we move forward, Beetlejuice made a contract with Winona Ryder, basically saying like, hey, like I will help you find your daughter, and I'll help you bring her back to the real world, but you have to promise to marry me, which was literally what the first movie was about, is like trying to get her to marry him. I guess he just has like this obsession with Winona Ryder or whatever, which is kind of funny. But anyways, so that happens. They eventually find Winona Ryder's husband and Jenna Ortega's dad in the afterlife. And you mentioned like he had all the piranhas all over his body, blah, blah, blah. And before she goes on this thing called a soul train, the agreement of her and that random ghosts that
I think
switching lives, the agreement didn't go into place before she could hop on that train. So Beetlejuice and Winona Ryder and the dad that is dead go and save Jenna Ortega's
Yeah,
life.
because the guy is like kind of, he gonna go like to like stamp his passport, but then the guy was Beetlejuice, and then Beetlejuice just like send him to hell.
Yep.
So the agreement didn't go through. But also in the meantime, the ex-wife of Beetlejuice was looking for him.
Yep. And so that's a huge part of the story that we didn't. There's just so much going on here, which isn't bad at all. Like, it was just a very fun movie. Like, there's always something going on. It wasn't boring at any point. You know?
It was like.
But yeah, you're correct. At the whole time while all of this is happening, you have Beetlejuice's ex-wife or something like that going around and like trying to find Beetlejuice, because I guess like she's like some soul sucker or something like that. She's like part of the soul sucking cult, and what else?
They kind of explained that like when they got married, she like
tried to poison
him.
She tried to
he
poison him,
noticed,
yeah.
and then he like chopped her off.
Chopped her up in like different pieces, and eventually, where the film kind of starts off is that that she, the ex-wife of Beetlejuice, some shock happened, brought her back to life, and then she starts stapling her cut up pieces together, and that's how she comes back to life. And so now she's back into the movie, and she's going after Beetlejuice to have her revenge, basically.
Yeah, but it sounds like because like for her, his soul is belong to her because they are married, and then that's why I think he tried to get married again.
I think you're right. Yeah, because he was basically like, oh, I can get out of this situation if I get married or something like that. I think that's why he's trying to marry Winona Ryder again. It wasn't. I mean, I think he's still obsessed because, like, in the beginning of the movie where they show him for the first time, he had like this like picture of Winona Ryder on his desk from when she was young, like from the first movie. So like obviously, she's been in his like mind for a long time. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Take that as you will. They didn't really explain that too well, but that's kind of our thoughts about that. What else? I think we're kind of towards the end of the movie, I guess.
Yeah, and basically like the grandma, she got scammed because like her husband died, and then she wanted to do this ritual with like
there's like this ritual with these like snakes, but they said the snakes were non-venomous. Well, the snakes were venomous, and she died. Yeah, they bit her.
Yeah, and then she helped all over the movie to like bring her back, go to the wedding. Yeah. But then in the end, she went back to afterlife, and then she found her husband.
Which was kind of cute. That was nice.
Yeah, it was nice, and she was so happy. But like, he just have half body.
Yeah,
because he was ate by a shark.
Yeah, he was like ate by a shark or something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, he was like part of like this like plane crash or something. It was weird. Long story short, Jenna Ortega and Winona Ryder go into the real life once again. Mm-hmm. They save her. This guy goes to hell, basically. The ghost dude that tried to trick Jenna Ortega. Then they're saved. But we didn't even explain this. I guess Winona Ryder was supposed to get married to like this like manager dude, because now she's like, her real world job now is that she has like this show and she's a host of it, and it's like this. Oh, bless you. And she's bless you again. And she is this like host of a ghost show or something, like Ghost Houses, I think it's called, or something like that. And her manager, which I'm assuming is like a manager or director, something like that, is like dating her, but he, I guess, somehow tricks her. Not really tricks her, but like kind of harasses her into marrying him. And so she's like, "Oh crap! Like I'm late for my wedding."
Yeah, and he asked her to get married like in her dad's funeral.
Yeah, which was weird.
And then that's why the girl get upset and go get her bike and then falls to the ghost. Right.
So that's all happening, and then afterwards we see Jenna Ortega and Winona Ryder run into this church because the manager, the director dude, was like waiting for them at the altar basically, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you had cold feet, blah blah blah." And she's like, "No, well, I didn't.
She didn't have the dress," and like, "Where's your dress?" Like, "It doesn't matter, I'm here." Yeah. But then like everything changed.
Yeah, so Beetlejuice shows up and he's like, "What are you doing?" Basically, like, you signed a contract. Yeah. You signed a contract. He brings out the contract, and then so they go into like this singing scene, and it had like
First of all, like Bill just give his like a shot that he starts speaking.
Oh
all
yeah,
the
yeah, you're
truth
right.
And say that like he was getting married with her just because of her money.
Well, the director guy, you're saying Beetlejuice gives this truth serum to the director guy, and the director guy basically starts spilling the beans. He's like, "Yeah, I'm like just marrying you for your money, and like I went to this retreat where they originally met." Because I was trying to find like really low self-esteem girl, something. I don't know if that's exactly right, but something along those lines. And so basically she's like, "What? Like I'm not marrying you?" And then they start getting married. Beetlejuice and this girl start getting married. Go through the like steps of doing that, but don't get married.
Yeah, he controls everything, and the guy, the director, brought so many people in the wedding, and Beetlejuice made everyone like be on their phone
because they were all influencers or something, and so they were all basically like live streaming the wedding, and then like this Beetlejuice guy shows up and like they're basically like giving them their reactions, so they're like filming on their phones, and then they like turn their phone around to like film themselves, and as they're filming themselves, the phone sucks them into the phone, and so they're all gone, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, and they start singing, and like they cannot control, and Jenny Ortega start like dancing, and
they all start dancing. It's kind of similar to that scene in the original movie when they're in the house and they start doing like that famous song. I forgot what it's called. It's like
I don't know either.
It's like a bohemian type feel of a song. You guys know which song I'm talking about if you watch the original film. But yeah, so that all happened. And then the next thing that we see is that Beetlejuice's ex-wife shows up, and she's like, "I'm finally here. I'm gonna basically kill you, blah, blah, blah." And Jen Ortega randomly sees this like manual, the manual for the afterlife or whatever, I forgot what it's called. And she's like reading through it, and I guess there's like a portion where of the manual that shows her what to do if
she opened the
happens.
portal for, and then the snake, the sand snake,
he shows up and basically eats not only Beetlejuice's ex-wife, but eats this random director guy.
And they were like, first Bill just said like, "Hey, why don't you forget about me and just get married with the director guy?" And then Bill just changed his clothes and say like, "I love you, Dolores."
Oh yeah.
And then she thinks like, but then the snake eats him.
Right. And so that all happens, and then this is basically towards the end of the movie, like very, very close to the end of the movie. And so she's basically, after all that, Beetlejuice is like, "Yo, we gotta finish getting married," and Jenna Ortega says, "No, I'm actually reading this manual, and it looks like whatever you did was illegal or something like that, code 669 or something 699 or something like that." And he's like, "What?" And then the contract burns up, and so she doesn't have to marry Beetlejuice anymore, and she says Beetlejuice 3 times again, and he's gone. He pops into like this big bubble. He turns into a big bubble and pops, is what I meant to say. And so that all happens, and then that's when the flashbacks that I was talking about start happening. She's in her bed sleeping.
Oh, but the first,
or not flashbacks, but flash forwards.
The first the guys that were looking for Beetlejuice shows up, and then with the gum and everything.
Oh yeah, like the police guys basically to make sure that like the afterlife world is okay. That's too much information though, I feel like, to explain.
But then they notice that the grandma is there and she's dead. She shouldn't be there, so they take her and then she finds.
Yeah, they take the grandma away. So yeah, that's basically kind of the film. I thought it was a really good film. I liked how there's a lot of like these like old movies that are coming back, and one thing that we've been seeing is that it's like basically a redo of the first film. I am not a fan of that, and I think like critics are basically showing that that formula does not work. I like how this is a continuation of the story years ahead of in time. So they obviously have a older Winona Ryder. They have an older Winona Ryder parents. One of the parents died. Well, actually, both the parents died, just one earlier than the other. And it was really cool to see Jenna Ortega come in here. Like, she completely, like, she's perfect for this type of film. I think she's amazing. She's Puerto Rican, so that's awesome. Yeah, I think they did a really great job with this movie. I think overall, I would give this maybe an 8 out of 10. It's not the best film of all time, but it definitely is a great film. I still, like I mentioned before in this video, I still stand strong with the first film being better than the second film, but not by much. I think that they're very, very close. It's just, I like the first film. Like, it's been a big movie in my life, and I'm sure our baby's gonna watch it one day.
And I think I wasn't prepared to see everyone was dressed up. I love that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of big fans that dressed up to watch the film, and it was really, really cool. It was a nice little screening that.
Yeah, I felt like, oh my gosh, we are not very prepared for that.
Yep.
Because like everyone had something like her hat,
Yes,
or like all dressed up, or just the Beetlejuice shoes, or the bags, or like the jacket or shirt. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would agree. What else? I think that's
all.
I think that's about it. Well, actually, I gave my 8 out of 10. What would you rate the film?
I love it. I love it more than the first one.
Yeah, you like this one a lot better, it looks like.
I would give 10 out of 10 because
really?
I like it.
That's a strong rating. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I would watch again.
You heard it here first, folks. I tried to say like folks and first at the same time. Anyways, you heard it here first, folks. I got an 8 out of 10, or I gave it an 8 out of 10. Ellie gave it a 10 out of 10. Either way, I would highly, highly, highly recommend this film. I know people are going to the movies a lot less these days, which is sad.
We go like every month, at least.
Yeah, we try to go at least once a month. But yeah, the movies are expensive, so I understand why people don't go as often. If you guys are thinking about going to this film, but you're like on the fence about it because obviously it's an expensive, time to go to the movies, I would definitely recommend this film. I would definitely tell you guys like, hey, it's worth it to go to see this film. Don't expect the best movie of all time, but I would definitely say if you enjoyed the first film, you'll enjoy this one. And I would definitely recommend to watch the first one if you've not watched it yet before going to watch this movie. I guess you could probably watch it without watching the first movie.
I think so.
You could probably do it, but I would definitely highly recommend that you watch the first one. And I think it's on a couple of streaming things. We own it. So.
Oh, we own it? Because, I don't know, I was watching the day last Friday I was watching.
Okay.
Maybe you were working, I was watching here.
Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe there's it's somewhere. I'm not sure. Maybe streaming somewhere. But if you have the ability to stream it, or if you have the actual movie, make sure you watch it. Definitely would recommend that. Other,
I don't think like if you haven't watched it before, I don't think that's gonna affect much.
yeah, I don't think it will affect much. I mean, I don't think it's going to be making the movie unwatchable by any means, but it does add a lot of good context, and they make a couple jokes throughout the movie that kind of refer back to the first movie. Yeah, you'll have a lot more context, a lot more information to go off of if you watch the first one. But yeah, that's our full spoiler review. We've done our spoiler-free review prior to this, very short, but that was basically everything. We really enjoyed the film. I think it was a great film.
Yeah.
If you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, comment Beetlejuice Beetlejuice down in the comments below. All of these things are required to win the actual posters that I showed before. Would definitely recommend that you guys do that, and it's 2 free posters that I could send over to 2 different individuals. One poster per person. I will say that. 1 poster per person.
Yeah.
So I'll pick 2 winners end of September. We really enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. A lot of good things to look forward to. We're going back to HHN on Saturday, I believe, and that video will probably be out either Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
We're also going to Food and Wine Festival at Epcot very, very soon as well. Hopefully that same weekend, this coming weekend. So we'll try that out and give you guys kind of our full review of that. So that's coming up pretty soon.
We might finish the baby room.
Yeah, I think we're getting very, very close to finishing the nursery. We've been painting, so more to come on that. That'll be super exciting once that's done. We'll have a lot of weight off our shoulders. One step closer to having the baby here. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. And with that, see you later, alligators. Bye-bye.